This is your one and only 𝐈𝐸_81 with your daily dose of video goodness, and welcome back to another informational Project Zomboid video. Today, we're going to talk about how to deal with hordes. Let's get to it. And just a word of warning before we get into these techniques. Practice this with a character that you don't care about losing. Like, just create a game where you plan on dying. Use debug mode to spawn in the items that you need to test, and just practice, because it's going to look a lot easier than what it actually is. I've died a lot learning how to do this, and I've practiced these techniques a lot for hours. So this first method that I'm going to show you is really useful in situations where you are just starting off early game, you don't really have any weapons, and you have a decent sized group of zombies that you need to deal with. And in order to do this, you want to make sure that you are sneaking. And then what you're going to do, we have a group of zombies, they're over here somewhere, trust me. They're just not in my line of sight right now. There they are, there they are. We got a group of zombies right there. So what we're going to do, make sure that we're sneaking, and we're just going to press Q. Sneak in, press Q. Now, we have a better chance of the ones facing us noticing us first than the ones that are turned away from us, so keep that in mind. So we're just going to ease in a little bit. You want to be super patient here, just a little bit at a time. You don't want to get too crazy, because if you run in there, you could end up pulling more than what you're capable of handling. So we're just going to go in here. Here we go. I think we got two that see us, or at least one. Okay, those are walking towards us, so I'm pretty sure they see us. And I'm just gonna stand up, and I'm still sneaking, but I'm holding down the right mouse button so that I can keep them in my focus. And I'm gonna back up a decent distance away from the other ones, because we're gonna make a bunch of noise here, and we don't wanna pull the other ones. So we're just gonna back up here, keep backing up, let him come in here. I'm gonna zoom in now, and I'm gonna shove him, get him down on the ground, and stomp him. And then I'm going to do the same thing with this one. I'm going to bring this one to the same spot. Let him get in here. Shove him. Shove it. And there we go. Now what we're going to do, we're going to zoom back out. We're going to check to see our zombie situation over here. And in order to scroll like this, I just hold down the right mouse button and push the mouse to the edge of the screen, and we can see. So now we're just going to walk back over. Do not sprint. Do not sprint sneak. Just, you want to be very, very careful, because you don't want to pull more than 2 or 3 at a time. And we're just going to do the same thing that we did before. Okay, so now we pulled 3 this time. 3 is a little iffy and somewhat difficult to do, but it is doable. Ideally, what we want to do is separate them and spread them out a little bit. I'm going to zoom back in because it's easier for me to fight when I'm zoomed in. And so what we're going to do here, and I have this fence that I can use to my advantage right now. We need to be careful of that one, and shove. Okay, we got that one, and we're going to sprint away a little bit, and I'm still sneaking, by the way. Okay, shove that one down. We're going to stand on this one so he can't get up, and then we'll stomp him and move on to this one. Now, if you don't have the fence situation, ideally what you want to do is back them up, let them follow you, shove them, and then shove until you get them to fall down on the ground, and that will eventually cause them to separate a little bit, to the point where you can shove one down and stomp on it real quick, and then rinse and repeat. You may not kill it the first time, but just back up, let it get up, and keep doing that until you've stomped them all. I'll see if I can show you that here without the fence. So what we're going to do, we're going to zoom back out, and we're going to see what we got. So I think we have 2 left, but there could be some hiding in the trees here. So I'm going to be extra careful. And what I'm going to do, since I don't have good line of sight here, is I'm just going to come up to the trees here, and I'm going to get real close to the fence. I'm not going to jump the fence, and I'm just going to whisper a few times. And when you're sneaking, you're saying this quietly, so you're only pulling a few that are close by. All right, I think we're oh, nope. Trees moving. Okay, no, that might have been me. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're just going to sneak over the fence here. Okay, we got that one. I think that's it. We should be able to handle this guy and then go on to the next. So we'll shove him down. The other one still doesn't realize we're here. And I'm going to run up on him, shove him down. And there we go. So you can see we dealt with a pretty decent sized group of zombies there without too much issue. Now, right up ahead here, we have a group of 4 Oh, actually, we have some over there. I need to be careful of those over there. I'm going to try to pull this group of 4 so that I can show you how you can deal with a bunch of them and show you the push down stomp method if you end up pulling more than just 2. 2 is easy to deal with. 3 is doable, but it's a little bit more challenging, and I want to show you the method to that so that you can practice it. All right, now that they're in a group, I can show you how to separate them. So we're going to shove, pull them away a little bit. Now see how that guy fell far behind? Now, if we couldn't knock these other 2 over, we would have been able to stomp them, but we did not get lucky. So here we go. Oh, nope. You want 2 of them to go down back to back. And if you have a weapon, it's much, much easier, but I want to show you how to do it without a weapon. So we're just going to keep shoving. Okay, that one fell, that one fell. So now here we go. And I missed, but there you go. That's the technique, but you actually want to, you know, hit the zombie while it's on the ground. Okay, here we go. Finally got 2 of them down on the ground, side by side. Don't let them get behind you. Keep them in front of you at all times. Just keep shoving. And now we're down to 2. Okay, finally got that one's head. I need to zoom in a little bit here. That's my problem. I'm too far out. I can't even see where I'm hitting. And there we go. Okay, so that's how you would do it. That was a poor example. I was failing on multiple levels there, but you get the general idea. It's doable. It's very difficult to do. So the next technique I'm going to show you is one that you do not want to do until you have a few things in place. First off, make sure you are well rested. You want to do this first thing in the morning. Scout out your area, know where your zombies are, go to sleep, be prepared, make sure you are well rested, well fed, well hydrated, all of that, because you don't want to be running out of stamina and have a bunch of stuff going wrong while doing this, because it's very dangerous. The next thing you need is 1 or 2 really good weapons. Preferably 2, unless you have something super durable like the crowbar, but a metal pipe, 2 metal pipes, something like that. You don't want to try to do this with a rolling pin or a frying pan. Something like a metal pipe, even a wrench. A wrench does okay-ish damage, but ideally metal pipe, crowbar, axe, hatchet, something like that, something that's going to have high durability and do decent amounts of damage. I'm going to start off with equipping the crowbar in both hands, and I want to show you the crowbar, and then I'll swap to the metal pipe, and then I'll swap to the wrench. What we're going to do is we are not going to sneak. We are going to actually walk through and press Q and start shouting. I know there's a bunch of zombies around here. I want to get the attention of all of them. So we're just gonna walk through here and shout. And if I need to, I will sprint. So I'm just pressing Q while standing up. That's gonna call all the zombies in the area. This should get a decent sized group. I'm gonna try not to sprint unless I have to, because I wanna make sure I have as much stamina as possible. So here we go. Okay, that should get a decent amount of them. And once we're sure we have all of them behind us in a row, which is what we want. See, we left some over here. So I don't want to start doing this until they're all behind me. And now we can turn around, go into our fight stance, and hit them. And this dude is actually, he wants to die right from the get-go. I'm going to zoom in here. Out just a little bit so I can see behind me. Okay, he's done. And where's the rest of them? They're really spread out. Let's see if we can get them clumped together, because that's what we want. We want them clumped nice. And this parking lot might be a really good spot to do this. So now what we're gonna do is zoom in just a little bit more. And all you're gonna do is lead them and back up and hit them when they get too close. If too many of them get too close, you want to, I don't know why my voice cracked there, hit spacebar and shove them back. Now you can also let go of the right mouse button and run. Oh, we just picked up a bunch more. Okay, well that's great. It doesn't matter how many you have here. This technique should work as long as you can get them all to follow you and not stop. It's just going to take you longer to do. This works a lot better if you have multi-hit turned on, try to sprint away after you shove. If you don't have multi-hit on, this is going to be a lot more difficult, but it should still be doable. So here we go. And this is it. So eventually you will get rid of all of the zombies, but you need plenty of stamina in order to do it. And you need to make sure that you just keep kiting them in a line like we're doing here, and don't let them bunch up on you too much. If you let go of the right mouse button, you should just immediately turn around and sprint in the direction that you were moving. And you also want to know the area and know that the area is clear. I'm backing them into an area that I know is reasonably clear. And what we can do here, that's too many. So what we're going to do here is we are going to jump this fence and turn them all around. There we go. And start again in the opposite direction. The more you can keep them in a line and just hit a few at a time, the better. You don't want them in the large group there. And this is why you need a really solid weapon to do this. All right, so I'm going to sprint away. I'm going to switch weapons here to the pipe so you can see the pipe. So we can do this with the pipe as well. But it's also good to alternate between the spacebar and attacking, because you can only attack so fast, but you can attack or make more moves quicker by alternating between spacebar and hitting with the pipe or hitting with whatever weapon. So now we're just going to kite them around in a circle, and you got to be careful on how much you're sprinting. So try not to sprint unless you have to. Oh yeah, we got them in a nice line now. So you get the idea. This is it. And this is why you need a good weapon because of what you're doing here. And we made a crawler. And we got them in a really nice line right now. And this is much more ideal. And you can see we're starting to thin them out. We're leaving a trail of dead bodies. Well, dead-er bodies. Okay, let's swap to the wrench and I'll show you the wrench. So the wrench doesn't do as much damage as you see, but we're still able to do what we need to do. But you need a good weapon. You don't want to be trying to do this with a rolling pin. And we need to sprint away. Oh God, oh God, oh God. No, we're fine, we're fine. I'm not in God mode either, by the way. You can see it there, I'm in debug mode, but I am not in God mode. And I will show you. We just got really lucky there. It's very dangerous what we're doing. So here we go, general debuggers, you can see, not in God mode, not in Ghost, none of that. So that's the technique, and eventually you'll just wear them down. All right, so the last technique I'm gonna show you here takes a little bit of preparation, and I highly advise not using it unless you have fire spread turned off. I have fire spread turned on because I want to show you what happens if you have fire spread turned on. So what you want to do is build some campfires, and you can find those over here under survival. You can build them with 2 logs or 3 planks and some ripped sheets, all stuff that is very easy to get. Once you have it, what you are going to do is right click the option to build a fire, and you are going to build a fire. And I advise building at least 2 fires, if not 3. Building like a nice line of them works really well, but I'm going to build 2 because 2 will get the job done. So now what we're going to do, right click on those fires, and we are going to add fuel. We are going to add 2 planks to each of them, and then we're going to light them. So obviously you are going to need matches or a lighter as well. So planks, matches, lighter, that's what you're going to need to do this method. This method works with absolutely massive hordes as well. Doesn't matter how big they are, you're not going to do any of the work. The fire is going to do all the work. So now what we're going to do, we're going to run down the street here where I had all these zombies, and I'm just going to start screaming for all of the zombies because I know there's a large horde here and I want to collect all of them. So we're going to do that and make sure that we have them all following us. And now what we're going to do is we're going to just kite them down the street like the zombie Pied Piper. So we got a pretty good distance between them right now. I'm just going to keep an eye on them here and back up. And this is gonna work way better in a much larger area. This is a bad area to do this. I can pull it off because we got fence and some other stuff here, but if you got a nice area where you can just run them in a circle, it works way, 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 way better. Okay, we got one lit on fire. And we're just gonna continue to walk down this way. A bunch of them should walk through those fires there. And they're already starting to spread fires, which is nice because then we can run the other ones through those spread fires. If you don't have fire spread on, you just got to keep looping them around your campfires until they're all lit on fire. And then once they're all lit on fire, all you need to do is just keep moving. That's it. You can see they don't take a lot of damage. We'll zoom in a little bit here. They do not take a lot of damage from the fire. They're taking like 2.28 damage apiece. But you can also see they're spreading fires all over like crazy, which is, it's not good if you have fire spread on. If you do not have fire spread on, that won't happen. You'll have to run them through the campfires to get them to light on fire. It's a little more difficult if that's the case, but I want to show you how bad they can spread fire and absolutely destroy a large chunk of your map. Technically, what we could do right now is just run away and they will all stand there and should just start to die. I don't think we broke line of sight enough. Let's get on the other side of these trees. They should just stop moving eventually and stand there and die. But I like to keep them all around me and know where they're all at and keep them in a tight-knit location so that they don't spread fire everywhere like you see that they're doing now. Once again, if you don't have fire spread on, which I recommend only doing this if you have fire spread turned off, and it's not turned off by default, you have to go into your custom settings to set that. Yeah, then do this and it's not that big of a deal and you can just run them around your line of campfires. And you can see this is a really easy way and really low risk way to deal with large groups of zombies. So now all I really have to do is run in a large circle and that's it. That's the technique. So eventually all of these zombies that you see, we got a bunch of them that are already dead and we've already thinned out that herd a lot. Okay, well, that's it for this video. I've taken enough of your time. Hopefully you find these ways of dealing with large hordes helpful. You can see here the fire is spreading really bad, lighting my neighborhood on fire. If you did find this video helpful, consider hitting the subscribe button, notification bell, all that good stuff. You know what to do so you can be notified when I upload additional Project Zomboid videos in the future. And I don't just cover Project Zomboid, I cover all kinds of different games, so you never know when I'm going to be making guides for a game that you may be playing. I want to give an absolutely massive shout out and thank you to my supporters on Patreon for making this episode possible. Y'all are absolutely amazing people. If you would like to join my elite crew of Patreon supporters, please check out the link in the description below. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment down below. Let me know what you thought. If you're shy, you don't like to comment, just hit that thumbs up button and show your support. Until next time, thanks for watching.